Hello everyone, let's have a quick revision of time series data. What is a time series data? What is a time-based data first? Any data that is based on or subdivided on the basis of different time zones, different intervals is known as a time series data. For example, if you talk about the electricity bill of my institute, January this much, Feb this much, March this much, April this much. So that's a time-based data because the data, the bill that is provided to you is in different time aspects. It's divided into different time aspects. We talk about exports of coffee. So in 2021, we exported this much quantity. In 22, we exported this much. In 23, we exported this much. 24, we exported this much. So that data is again divided on the basis of different years. So any data that is divided on the basis of different time zones is known as a time-based data. Now, when we have a data, suppose अगर 6-7 figures हमारे पास है, and when we are trying to examine that, there are certain things that affects the data, right? अब जैसे 4-5 साल का हमें पता है, and as it moves forward, there are certain aspects that rules the values that the succeeding years will have. Now, those are known as components of the time series. Okay, components means on a larger scale what are the different factors that influences the numerical value of each year or each time zones. For example, heat, number of hours we teach, that directly defines कि हम लोगों का electricity bill per month कितना आएगा. If I'm talking about Jan 5, it's going to be relatively higher than December or November. Even though it's cold, but still the duration, because it's just before both, the working hours are way too much. So automatically the bill's high. In the month of July, it's the highest because it's vacation time. We take the longest classes and it's so hot. So ACs are never switched off. All the ACs are switched on, as many as there in a room. All the fans are there. Everything is switched on. So the bill is the maximum at that time. So in this case, there are number of factors that influences this time data will be working hours, the heat outside, the month, whether it's just before exams or something. So these are certain factors. So in a broader aspect, there are four components that on a large scale influences our data, our time-based data. So there are four components of a time series. First is long-term trend or trend. Second is your cyclical component. Third is seasonal component. Fourth is irregular or random variations. So first is your trend component or a long term trend. For example, हम लोग 4-5 साल 6 साल 7 साल हो गए हम लोग के इंस्टीट्यूट को. सो ऑन एन एवरेज हम लोगों को पता है कि पर मंथ 10,000 का बिल तो बेर मिनिमम आएगा ही आएगा. जो लोड हम ले रखे हैं, बेसिक नंबर ऑफ आवर्स भी अगर हम लोग लेते तो उतना तो आएगा ही. अब अगर उससे ज्यादा हम पढ़ा रहे हैं, उससे ज्यादा गर्मी है, सो ऑटोमेटिकली द बिल विल गो हायर. But bare minimum will come out to be 10,000. Why? Because we have been running the institute for so long, so we already know कि ये figure तो हमें on an average देखने मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. So there is certain component of the data that is there because of being in the market for a long time or having that say product for a long time. That component known as the trend component or the long term trend. Okay, so that has the highest duration, like around 10 years, right? So around 10 years वाला जो भी duration का component होता है उसे हम कहते हैं trend या long term trend. फिर आता है cyclical component. The best example may be, for example, if you talk about admissions. Okay, so being in the market for so many years, we have a basic number of admissions every year. That is because of the effect of long term trend. सेकेंड इज हम लोग अपने बिजनेस में किस साइकिल पे. फॉर एग्जाम्पल वी हैव जस्ट स्टार्टेड, सो ऑटोमेटिकली ऑब्वियसली वी वोंट हैव अ लॉट ऑफ एडमिशंस. वी आर इन आवर ग्रोइंग स्टेज, आवर पाथ्स आर इंक्रीजिंग, आवर रिजल्ट्स आर गेटिंग बेटर, वी आर गेटिंग टू द फेम. तो अगर हम लोग ग्रोइंग स्टेज में हैं तो हमारे एडमिशंस बढ़ रहे होंगे. हम लोग अपने पीक पे, क्रेजी रिजल्ट्स, क्रेजी मार्केट इमेज, ब्रांड इमेज एकदम बहुत ही बढ़िया, एकदम सुप्रीम है. सो इन दैट केस आवर एडमिशंस विल बी वे हायर. And then if we have made a blunder, we have did something wrong, or our results didn't go as expected, or something may have happened. So our graph, our brand image may be going down because of it, the admissions may be going down. So the cycle, the business cycle, everyone faces it. You start, you grow, reach your peak, then you move down. If you're good, you pick it up again, or it gets shut down, right? Like restaurants. There are so many open, so many closes. If you're good, then you make certain changes, you learn with what's your fault, and you bring it up again, right? But everyone faces this. So, according to us, which part of the cycle you are in, your data will definitely show or reflect that. So, that component of the time series is known as the cyclical component. Now, cyclical component has a duration lesser than the long-term trend, lesser than 10 years, around 5, 7 years. Okay. So you can talk about like business cycle, rise and fall of the share market. These are some basic examples of the cyclical component. Third is seasonal component. Every year that you see, जैसे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल ही ले लो, जुलाई हर साल ही सबसे ज्यादा गर्मी वाला होता है, तो हर साल वो ऑब्वियसली हम लोगों का बिल हायर होगा। जैन हमेशा हम लोगों का बोर्ड्स के पहले वाला टाइम होता है, फेब में यूजुअली बोर्ड्स होते हैं, सो जैन इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी द पीक सीजन, राइट। मार्च अप्रैल एग्जाम्स हो रहे होते हैं, एडमिशन हुए नहीं होते हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली डल सीजन होता है, तो बिल उतना नहीं आता है उस टाइम पे। सो दिस हैपेंस एवरी ईयर, वी कैन प्रेडिक्ट इट, राइट। अब अगर सपोजिंगली मेरा अगर कोई ग्रोसरी शॉप है, सो आई नो द सेल ऑफ आइसक्रीम्स एंड कोल्ड ड्रिंक्स आर certainly going to increase in the summer season, and then certain hot items are going to increase in the month of, for example, your winters. Sale of chocolates and everything will increase during the time of festivals. So these are things that we are very well adapted to, that it will happen every year in a predictable stage. So ये जो चीजें जो हर एक साल में रिपीट होती रहती है, predictable है, that component is known as the seasonal component. The duration is 1 year. And last comes irregular or random variation, which has no, for example, मेरा अगर कोई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्लांट है एंड माय वर्कर्स गो इनटू अ स्ट्राइक, सो ऑब्वियसली माय प्लांट विल कम टू अ हॉल, द प्रोडक्शन विल कम टू अ हॉल, तो मेरा सेल भी ऑटोमेटिकली लो ही होगा, सप्लाई कम है, राइट। सो कुड दिस बी प्रेडिक्टेड? नो, इट कुड नॉट बी। कहीं आग लग गया, फॉर एग्जाम्पल फैक्ट्री में कोई एक सेक्टर में, तो ऑब्वियसली इट विल टेक अ toll on the sale, so it will take a toll on the supply, right? So automatically the sales will go down. So these are certain things that could not have been predicted, right? For example, sale of paracetamol in COVID, no one could have predicted COVID, right? So the sale of that was the only thing that was prescribed, right? So sale of paracetamol shooted ekdam, so there was not enough supply. So this was something unpredictable. So anything that is unpredictable, or something that change that comes because of something that could not have been foreseen, that is your irregular or random variation. So your data is an accumulation of these four components. First, long-term trend or trend, highest duration 10 years. Second, cyclical component, duration around lesser than 10 years, more than a year, 5, 7 years kind of. Example, business cycle or rise and fall of share market. Third, seasonal component, duration 1 year, predictable. Fourth is irregular or random variation, cannot be predicted. New time pad duration, there is no predictability. Anything can happen. Fire at a factory, a heat wave, a loo, or something, कोई cold winter stroke आ गया हो, ये सारा चीज हो गया आप लोगों का irregular या random variation. And accumulation of all these gives you the data. सो इनका जो इफेक्ट है डाटा पे, वो डिटरमाइन होता है दो मॉडल से। एक होता है एडिटिव मॉडल, और एक होता है मल्टीप्लिकेटिव मॉडल। एडिटिव मॉडल बोलता है इन सारा कंपोनेंट का इफेक्ट को ऐड करो, दैट विल गिव यू द ओरिजिनल डाटा। And multiplicative model tells you that you multiply all the values of the component, that will give you the original data. So original data पे इनका effect कैसे आएगा, that is determined by these two models. So first, these are the theory. We don't usually use them in some sums. So पहले इतना लिख लेते हैं, then we'll move on to the actual sums portion. सबसे पहले time series. Question chapter is time based data. First, the organized series of data on the basis of any measure of time is called time series. is called time series. Components of time series. How many components are there? Four. Four, four components. First, trend or long-term trend. Highest duration, around 10 years. There is no example for this. It is denoted by T. Second is cyclical component. Duration 5 to 7 years. Example, business cycle, rise and fall of share market. Denoted by C. Third, seasonal component. Duration around 1 year. 1 year. Example, festivals, seasons, summer, winter, and all those. This is denoted by S. Fourth, irregular or random. Com- Cannot be predicted. Example, fire, heat stroke, denoted by I. Now, the effects of these four components on the data is determined by two models. There are two models of time series. All these theory comes only in MCQ. Okay. First is the additive model. It says that original data O will be sum of these trend plus cyclical plus seasonal plus irregular. And second being multiplicative model. So obviously we can predict that it will say that it is the product of all these individual components. Any doubts still here?
No, ma'am.
No. Now we'll move to the actual methods. There are two methods we'll be talking about. One, which is your first exercise, method of moving average, and your second is method of least squares. So we'll talk, you only get usually one question for around 4 or 5 marks. Okay. But sometimes in a 3 marker also you may get. Okay. So first is method of moving averages. Method of moving averages. What does this method do is it basically reduces a lot of fluctuations and give us a better accurate comparison and accurate trend values for the future times. Okay, that is the main objective of this method. So why is it says moving average? I'll just explain you 1 second. It reduces fluctuations and obtain higher degree and obtain trend values. Obtain trend values with a fair degree of accuracy. What will happen here? We'll be talking about different moving averages, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 6 year. So suppose if I have this data A, B, C, D, E, F. So if I'm talking about say 3 year moving average, why is it moving averages? Because we are going to take three consecutive terms and going to find the averages. So first we'll take these three consecutive terms. The average of three numbers is sum of them by three. Then we will take the next three, not the D, E, F, but we will leave one from the top and उसके बाद का next three. So यहाँ पे आएगा B, C, D divided by 3. So we find averages of 3 and assign that to the middle value. फिर next तीन जब ढूंढेंगे तो पहले A को छोड़ा था B को भी छोड़ दो. So C, D, E by 3. Last D, E, F by 3. यही अगर 5 होगा तो 5 ऐड होगा डिवाइडेड बाई 5. सो मूविंग इसीलिए क्योंकि हम लोग एक एक नंबर्स ड्रॉप डाउन करते रहते हैं एंड वी एड वन नंबर फ्रॉम द बॉटम. दैट्स व्हाई इट्स अ मूविंग एवरेज. So if you see in moving average, you are always going to have consecutive values. So एक MCQ आता है, which out of the following, suppose ये डाटा अगर दिया हुआ है, which out of the following cannot be a 3 year moving average? A plus B plus C by 3, B plus C plus D by 3, B plus C plus E by 3, C plus D plus E by 3.
B plus C plus E by 3.
Because that's not consecutive. बीच में D को नहीं छोड़ सकते हम लोग. We leave the number from the top, but we don't leave from between. So इस तरीके का एक बहुत ही कॉमन MCQ क्वेश्चन आपको देखते. Everybody clear?
Yes, ma'am.
यही
Yes,
अगर
ma'am.
4 year moving average होगा, then what we will be having?
A plus B
A
plus
plus B plus C
A plus
plus
B
D
plus
by
C plus D by 4. The next will be B plus C plus D plus E by 4 and so on. Everybody understood?
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
Now, for basically for a 4 year or a 6 year, for an even year, it is slightly different. For an odd, it is normal. Okay, so let's try the exercise. Exercise 11.1. Exercise 11.1. Question number 1. Year and value. Year, first year, second year, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Values are 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 30. This is the question, and it says calculate the 3 yearly moving average. So we form two more columns along with it. The first one is 3 yearly, क्योंकि year दिया है इसलिए yearly, months दिए हुए होते हैं तो monthly, weeks दिया हुआ होता है तो weekly. 3 yearly moving total, 3 yearly moving average. So first these three, 2, 4, 5. The sum is
11.
11. We'll write it to the middle number. Next, I'm removing 2 and I'm adding 7. So increase it by 5 basically. 16. Next, I'm removing 4 and I'm adding 8. So increase by 4, 20. Next, I'm removing 5 and I'm adding 10. Increase by 5. Next, I'm removing 7 and I'm adding 13. So increase by 6. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Now divide each one of them by 3. Right? Think till 3. Write 2 decimals. So 11 by 3, 3.666. So 67. 16 by 3, 5.333. So 5.33. What will be 20 by 3?
6.67.
Then 25 by 3,
8.33.
31 by 3.
10.33.
किसी को कोई डाउट?
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Now, sometimes it may also be asked to draw the graph along with it. That we also have to draw the graph. Usually we draw it in copy only. So what we do is, in the x-axis, we always have the time. Always the time. Here. This will be year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And in your y-axis, we plot the second column and the last column. We always plot the second column and the last column. Always. Right? So the second column, looking at them, we need till 13, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So let's plot. For number 1, we had 2. Place it by dot. Year 2, the value was 4. Year 3, the value was 5. Year 4, the value was 7. Year 5, the value was 8. Year 6, the value was 10. Year 7, the value was 30. Join each consecutive point by a straight line. This is the actual values. So first, the time period in the x-axis, the second column on y-axis. Till here, any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am.
We also plot the last column in the same graph. Approximate होता है. तो if you are plotting it with the in your copy, तो आप scale से plot किया होगा, हर 1 centimeter को कुछ लिया होगा. So between 1 and 2, for example, when you have your scale, अगर आप ये use कर रहे हो, ठीक है? So हर 1 सेंटीमीटर में आपने मार्क करा है. So in between, if I want to plot, for example, 0.3, तो आपको ये वाली लाइन दिखेगी. ये रहा, आना. So
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
Yes,
easier
ma'am.
to plot it with the help of a scale because 0.3, 0.4, 0.5 भी plot होता है and we only plot till 1 decimal. क्योंकि स्केल उतना ही अलाउ करता है हम लोगों को. ठीक है. सो अभी के लिए तो मैं रफली कर रही हूँ, बट व्हेन यू आर ड्राइंग इट, यू कैन ड्रॉ ऑन योर इन योर कॉपी विद द हेल्प ऑफ योर रूल. सो अगर जो हम लोगों का पहला डाटा, फर्स्ट डाटा इज 3.67. किसके लिए? 2 के लिए. फॉर द फर्स्ट एंड द लास्ट वैल्यू वी डोंट हैव अ वैल्यू, राइट? पहला ईयर और लास्ट ईयर के लिए तो एवरेज है ही नहीं हम लोगों के पास. सो इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम 2 to 6. इट विल बी अ शॉर्टर लाइन. सो हम लोग सारा अप्रोक्सीमेट वैल्यू पुट करते हैं. 3.67 के जगह 3.7 प्लॉट करेंगे ईयर 2 में. बस एक ही चीज का याद रखना है कि यहाँ 4 है और ये 3.7 है. छोटा है तो वैल्यू नीचे होगा, भूल से ऊपर मत प्लॉट कर देना. ठीक है. सो 3.7. Next is 5.3. That one was at 5. So 5.3 ऊपर होगा. Next is 6.67, so 6.7 47 पे नीचे होगा 5 8.33 इससे ज्यादा है 6 10.33 इससे ज्यादा है. It's always very closely knitted. Now join them with the help of a dotted line and market trend. Market trend. This is your moving average graph. This is moving average graph. So हमेशा कोई भी ग्राफ हो 3 year 4 year 5 year 6 year no matter which graph. फर्स्ट कॉलम टाइम इन द एक्स एक्सिस सेकेंड कॉलम जो है वो सॉलिड लाइन से ज्वाइन होगा एंड वट एवर इज योर लास्ट कॉलम दैट विल बी ज्वाइंड बाय द डॉटेड लाइन. Second column is the actual solid line. The last column is the dotted trend line. Doubt clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Rest of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Next. Question number 6. 5 year. 5 year. Question number 6. 5 year moving graph. So question is year and number of students. 93 to 2002. 95. Then the values. Four 42, 427, 467, 502, 512, 515, 520, 527, 515, 541. So 5 yearly moving total. 5 yearly moving average. So now we will be adding 5 numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we will write it in the bottom value. We will write it in the bottom. And your calculations have to be really good. हाँ फाइनेंशियल है प्रोबेबिलिटी है टाइम सीरीज है बहुत कुछ है ऐसा.
Ma'am,
How much?
2350.
Yes, 2350. किसी को कोई दिक्कत?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Now we will remove 442 and we are gonna add 550. We will remove 442 and add 550.
2423.
Very good. Remove 427, add 520, 427 and add 520. Add 53 basically.
$2,476.
Very good. Remove 467, add 527.
2501.
No.
2576.
I don't think so. 25?
2576.
Okay, sorry, I heard wrong. Remove 502, add 515. Basically, add only 13.
589.
Remove 512, add 541.
2618.
Divide all of them by 5. Divide all of them by 5.
472.
How? 472.
Oh, sorry.
470.
70.
Sorry, yeah.
Next.
484.6.
Hmm.
495.2. 515.2.
517.8.
Last.
523.6.
23.6.
Very good. All of you got the answer?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Question number 10. Question number 10. Question number 10. Calculate a 4-yearly cycle. For a 4-yearly, I strongly recommend to leave a line in between. Look at it. Don't start writing. Look here. We will need 5 columns here. Year, value, 4-yearly moving total, 4-yearly moving average, 4-yearly centered moving average. We'll need 5 columns here. I'll tell you what. Now, make sure that you leave a line in between. Write the values with one line spacing in between. Here, 1984, 1985, 1986. Well, 25, 39, 54, 70, 87, 105, 100, 82, 60. Everybody ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, we will add 4, obviously, but there's no middle, right? In 3 and 5, there was a middle year, there was a middle time. Here there is no middle. So what we do is we write the value in between. That's why I asked to leave a space. Yes? Add 12, 25, 39, and 54.
130.
130. Leave right in between. Now remove 12, add 70.
188.
In the next space. Now remove 25 and add 87.
250.
Remove 39 and add 105.
316.
Remove 54, add 100.
352.
364.
नहीं.
362.
Yes. Remove 70 and add 82.
374.
Last. Remove 87, add 65.
352.
Till here, any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No.
Now divide each one by 4. Divide each one by 4. So the first one is
32.5.
32.5.
next,
47.
next,
62.5.
next,
79.
79.
next,
90.5.
next,
93.5.
next.
88.
88.
Now, here the problem is if I want to plot, where will I assign 32.5, right? It's hanging. So what we do is in every even year, even in 6-year moving average, we'll be doing that. We will find centered moving average. That is average of 2 observation. Always. Even in 6-year, we will be finding average of. So find the average of 32.5 and 47. Add divided by 2. And the value will be assigned. See, if you see this value and this value, which is the year in between them.
1986.
So whatever average we get will be written for 1986. Find the average of 32.5 and 47. Add divided by 2.
34.75.
Sorry,
34.75.
impossible.
39.75.
Yeah. Next,
54.75.
next, for these two.
70.75.
Hmm. Next.
84.75.
Okay. Next.
92.
Next.
90.75.
Very. All of you got the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Now, in some cases, na, like everything is same, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year, 6 year. Just one more sums presentation. For example, question number 12. Only the presentation. How do you write is? You write quarters, right? So Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. And this is for year 2010. Then again Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. This is 2011. Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. This is 2012. Heading you write year slash quarter. Rest everything is same. They have asked us to find 4 year, find 4 year. They have asked us to find 3 year, find 3 year. Nothing varies. Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Anyone
ma'am.
else has
Yes,
any doubt?
ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, that's it for moving average method.